Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be playing the Project Louis. Or Louis. We're going to say Louis because that's what I'm going to say. And this tank, to be fair, in my review of the Project Louis, I actually said I don't think the tech tree line is actually going to be that great. Of course, that was with me without me playing any of the tanks. Now, still, I haven't really played any of the tanks apart from this tier 9. And I have to say, it's better than I thought it was going to be. It's not the best. It's not the best tank by any long shot. But I still think it is actually a very good tank that can perform very, very well. And it can also be quite fun to play as well. So, of course, it's got the emergency track. So, basically, you can get tracked and you can still remove, I think it's, 5 kilometers or something like that, 7 kilometers. So, if you get tracked, you can still move out the way, which I love that. You know, I do love that mechanic. I think it's a great mechanic, and at least it doesn't allow you to, it doesn't allow people to carry on shooting. You can move out the way, especially if you're on like a little ridge, you know, and you just over angle and they can only just see your track or anything like that, and at least you can get out the way. It is the an auto loader, so you have 2 shells. It has no armor. I mean, the upper plate can bounce shots, but other than that, I think the tank itself is got no armor. Now, the lower plate is actually bigger than my forehead. Honestly, the lower plate is very, very weak and it's massive. So you do need to try to hide that lower plate as much as you can. Now, again, equally, if you are in a hold down position, your turret is also very, very weak as well. Now, I would prefer if this tank went a bit faster and more so of like a light tank. I think this tank would be a lot more enjoyable, but overall, even with it being what it is, I still think it is an enjoyable tank. You can have fun in it, and again, you can perform well in it as well. So 2,521 DPM, which I don't think is too bad considering it is an auto loader. That is a magazine reload of 13.5 seconds, which again, I don't think that is anything too bad. You've got a shell reload time of 2.4, and as I've said, you've got 2 shells in your magazine. Your penetration is 250 on your APCR3, 28 on your heat, and 57 on your HE. You've got a deep damage of 330, so the alpha is quite nice. It would be nice if it was just a little bit higher, but you know, we'll go with the 330, no problem. 280 on your heat and 430 on your HE. Now, your aim time is actually really, really good at 2.8. However, the gun dispersion isn't so good at 0.335. You have a very nice 8 degrees of gun depression and also a very nice top speed of 62 kilometers per hour. So the stats, basically the stats is a hit and miss, to be fair. There's nothing to write home about, but equally it's not too bad. And as I've said, the tank itself is more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought this tank was just going to be an easy target, not so much fun, gets wrecked every battle. But it's not that at all. Honestly, you can do a lot of damage. You can carry games, and you can actually do really, really well. As I said, there is a few things that I potentially would change. A little bit higher alpha. I wouldn't say a little bit, well, maybe a little bit quicker. That feels a little bit quicker, a little bit lighter. Maybe sort of a light tank sort of status. But yeah, you know, that's just me being picky. But overall, I would definitely make the armor a little bit better, because how it is now, yes, you can get troll bounces. If they somehow miss your lower plate and hit your upper plate, you can actually get bounces from that upper plate. Excuse me. So I do apologise for my videos recently. I've been coughing. I've had a cough ever since before my holiday, and I do have asthma. So yeah, my cough's been very, very annoying. So I do apologise if I do cough throughout the videos in the coming days. So I haven't played any of the other line. Of course, I've playing this tank and I played the tier 10. But overall, just with these two tanks, I mean, the Project Morat, I don't think is the best tier 10 tanks by all means. I think it's okay, and I think it could be better. But of course, the line is still worth the grind. You know, they can still be fun. The same as this tank. I do think this tank is actually better than the tier 10. But again, that's just my opinion. And my opinion to some people doesn't matter. If you might hate the tank, and that's absolutely fine. Or you might absolutely love the tank. Again, that is absolutely fine. And that is the best thing about people actually having opinions. Everybody's opinion is actually different. But just going by this tank, I definitely think the line is worth a grind, because there are going to be people actually, you know, this tank is pretty decent. You can get bounces. You can't rely on the armor, as I've said. And again, with the auto loader, yes, I would prefer it also to be an auto reloader. So you have that choice to shoot the first shell, then you sort of reload that first shell again. I think it would be a much better tank if it had that auto reloader system, rather than make you or force you to shoot both shells. But again, that is me being just a little bit picky. So you can see this game, we're on 2.5k damage. We've only blocked 300 damage. So again, don't rely on the armor profile, but also equally, don't be surprised if you do get the odd bounce here or there, because you can get the odd bounce. And again, that is what I like about the tank. You can get a bounce in the tank when you really don't expect a bounce in the tank. You can kind of run off and they can just bounce your rear or bounce your side, or of course bounce your front. But overall, you know, my honest opinion of the tank is definitely worth a grind. I do actually think it is better than the tier 10 version. Again, that is just my opinion. Some people will sit there and say, Meadsy, you're on drugs, you're crazy, what are you talking about? But I just prefer this tank over the tier 10. And again, I haven't played the tier 7, the tier 8s. I haven't played them yet, so I can't really comment on it. I can't really comment on the line overall, the whole tech tree line. But just going by this tank, I think the tier 9 tank is definitely worth a grind. And because I think the tier 10 tank is nothing too special, take your time with it. Take your time with the Project Louis, and I think you may come to liking the tank. But again, that is just my opinion. But overall, I definitely think the tank is better than I actually thought it was going to be. So let me know your thoughts on the Project Louis, or Louis, however you want to say it. Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69. I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.